Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Duo Gaming. No face cam again today because Doomy is not feeling so great, and just like last night, is not looking so great at the moment. Hopefully, next week we'll be back to the regular. Tonight we are season 1, episode 7 of Adventures Anonymous with Okami. Not a whole lot to really announce today, so we'll not waste any time on that, and we'll just toss it over to Okami. So here we go, and let's have some fun.
Oh, yes, so much fun. All right. So, when last we had left off, our players had made their way into the cave underground on their way into Zypher's castle. They had what we will call an engagement with a spider. They pursued their way further down, discovering a pool of mysterious water that our dear doctor just could not resist diving headlong into and, almost drowning, but it's fine. They pursued their way further in, discovering a field of poisonous mushrooms, and even further discovering a smaller pool of liquid even older and a small campsite. They had investigated slightly before continuing to pursue on their journey. As we come back in, they are still at the campsite. Scratch, you appear to still be investigating the books. You have all seen there's a small opening to the side. And what do you plan to do?
Small opening to the side.
Did we learn everything we wanted to from the books?
You didn't ask
That's.
me what you wanted to learn.
I have a thing here. Details on handkerchief, pocket book with notes. Be kind. That's not what I was hoping for. Um. So yeah, I was looking through the books. What were we translating?
So you'd been translating the books from ancient undercommon into modern common.
Hmm. Okay. And having done that for a while, what have I figured out?
You have figured out that the area that you're in is, strangely enough, apparently connected to the entrance to Zypher's castle. The person who had been investigating this before had attempted to dig through into a cavern without having much success. The tunnel that you see off to the side is where they had started but were unable to pursue all the way through. They suspected that this area was originally used as a storage facility but didn't have a whole lot of information. And a lot of the books you're finding in the ancient undercommon are a lot of journals in a similar handwriting to Zypher and Rylet's diary. It's different, but it's very similar.
Okay. Um. So yeah, it's a little hard to because I gotta walk it through regular common first, and I gotta translate it to, or I gotta walk it to regular undercommon, and then I gotta translate it to common. And so here we are. Looks like this is the same person who wrote the journals, and well, possibly. And it looks like they were trying to dig into Zypher's complex from here through that crack in the wall. Um, I'm looking, but I'm not sure if I see what kind of methods they were using to dig. Do I see what methods they were using to dig?
It looks like kind of your standard like pick, claw, shovel, but you can see through the crack. You can see light on the other side, but whoever it was wasn't able to get all the way through. It looks like they were trying to widen this already established channel.
Um, so what you're saying is the crack is not big enough for a normal medium-sized humanoid to fit through.
Correct.
Is that taking into account squeezing rules?
I didn't know there were rules for squeezing.
Yes. If a creature that is too large to pass through a space attempts to pass through a space one smaller than itself, it can squeeze into the area. but they have disadvantage on attacks and take a penalty to movement, I believe.
Well, we're gonna go with no. I didn't realize that was a thing that existed, but you know what? If you guys want to try to jam yourselves through here, be my guests.
I mean, I could.
Try to make it bigger.
I got plenty of explosives.
Anyone have shape earth?
I feel like if we did explosives, we'd cause a cave-in, and I'd rather not die.
Well, the alternative is that I go through. Maybe we reduce somebody to go with me, or I go through, check it out first, and then, as long as the hole's not too long, I could probably dimension door everybody through.
Which I do
Oh,
have the stone
God.
shape.
Augie, I can polymorph you into a smaller shape if you're uncomfortable with dimension dooring.
Yes, please.
You could turn Augie into a Rolo.
Oh, that would just be the bee's knees.
But stone shape sounds like a good idea too. How many stones can you shape at once?
I can shape a section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension or form at one time.
How long does it take to shape?
It doesn't give me a time it takes to shape, and the spell is instantaneous, so I just touch the stone and it morphs to what I want it to be.
Okay.
There is something I might be able to do if it's
I can only cast it twice, for the record.
40 feet long.
What's that?
I could turn it into a tunnel.
It's already a tunnel.
I could turn it into like a nice tunnel that we can all walk through comfortably.
It's more like a crevice.
Well, what do we think, guys? Should I go through and check it out first, and then we turn it into a tunnel, or should we just turn it into a tunnel and all go through together?
I don't know.
I'd
The
like to
way
join
he
you.
introduced the concept of the tunnel, it sounds a bit sketchy.
Okay,
Or not send
because-
you in alone.
everything I say sounds sketchy.
That's valid.
This is a non-sketchy way that I can make a tunnel, I promise.
Well, what I'm worried about is if I go through with somebody else, and then we unpolymorph or make them big again, and then there's something terrible and dangerous on the other side, then we can't get back. Or they can't get back.
Captain,
So
Yes.
you know I can shapeshift, right?
Oh, yeah. But I didn't think
The
you
other
wanted me
thing
to
is-
tell everybody you could.
just if you can polymorph Lachlan, take him with you. If something happens, he can do his tunnel thing so that we can all access the side.
Wait, I thought he was the one doing the polymorphing.
I can hold concentration on polymorph.
I mean,
whilst poly-
yeah.
I'm pretty sure my broom will fit through there if you want to take it. Be assured of a quick getaway.
I mean, when it comes to quick getaways, I don't have that problem, but, well, Lachlan, you being our healer, maybe I should just reduce your size, because I can reduce for, like, only, like, you know, a tier 2 kind of spell, which doesn't drain me as much as you using something to change your shape entirely.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. He pulls out a little gas canister kind of thing, like made out of clay that's compressed, and throws the little clay pot at Lachlan.
Lachlan catches the clay pot.
Why did you catch it? You can't catch it. It
explodes in
breaks.
your hands.
It's very thin. How small does it make you?
It would make me small.
Halved in all dimensions.
Hey guys! Look at me! I'm a
He's a real boy.
That is something I didn't know I didn't need to say.
They're a real human.
Why are you always so mean to me?
I wouldn't call it mean.
Lachlan, have you ever gone by the name Elmo?
No.
Okay. I knew a troll once. Long story.
Alright, if we're not back in 10 minutes, do whatever you gotta do to come through.
Scratch, is there any way of leaving one of your explosives behind?
Oh, yeah, hold on. That's a good idea.
I have my moments.
Scratch looks through his bag and pulls out a bundle of 5 tubular sticks with a connected fuse in each one at the end. Okay. It's okay if you drop this, it's not as unstable, but if you light it, don't hold it too long.
Who are you giving them to?
I'm just kind of holding it out for somebody to take at this point.
I guess
I'll take it.
Okay. Wait.
Wait, no, not her.
Never mind. I'll take them.
What?
She can light it, but she can't hold it.
What's wrong with me holding it?
For all I know, it'll spontaneously light.
One.
I have much better control than that. Thank you very much.
Okay, let her hold it, but just watch her. And Scratch would like slowly back
her.
into the crevice, just like staring. Okay. As Scratch walks through, seeing the other two have already went, he would draw his pistol. And
Lachlan has cast light on their hat.
and I'm also going to use the invisible token. Haha. Okay, be very quiet. We don't know what's over here.
Did we ever get light for Lachlan?
Yeah, Lachlan's waiting for being
Oh.
able to.
How much light?
Hang on.
It is
20 feet?
20-foot radius of dim light and a dish. 20 foot of bright, 20 foot of dim.
Yeah, you should be good.
I got this. There we go. Excellent.
I look at the captain and I say, "That's an excellent tunnel candidate. Quite easy to do. Can you guys watch my back and I'll expand it out for everyone."
Don't do it yet.
Why
Yeah.
not?
We gotta go forward a little bit and make sure there's nothing like huge and undestroyable that we can't, you know.
Yes, that does make sense. Sorry, Captain. Just a little edgy. Don't really like being in caves.
Well, this is like home for me.
And 3 feet tall.
I am disappointed that you've somehow lost your high-pitched voice.
I'm sorry.
Wait, how long does
I'd like to
enlarge
bite.
reduce
I would
that?
like to bite Lachlan.
No biting.
Oh, it only lasts a minute, so we don't have very long.
Okay. As you guys approach an opening in the cave, you see a skeleton across the way standing before you with a large greatsword clasped in his hands, wearing a set of shiny silvery metal armor, standing up there holding a sword. And as he sees you, he looks over. Ha! Yes! What? Oh! Valiant combatants come to attempt to enter the domain of my master. Yes, well, we must engage in honorable combat to prove your worth. Step forth, mighty combatants, to test your mettle.
What do you call honorable?
Ha! Well, tiny one, we shall engage in a most honorable duel, steel to steel, where a single hit can decide the duel. For I am a master swordsman, and he pulls the sword up and brandishes it at you with a flourish.
Um,
I think this is the one that Radlin told us about.
yeah, I think so. Um, let's go
Mark.
ahead and make that tunnel.
Yeah.
I think this would be a test for Augie.
I agree. They do like dealing with undead.
Are you turning and fleeing already, blackguards? You, that is not the way of honorable combat. Come, stand forth, stand with bravery and face me, thunk.
We will return with our champion.
Huh. One to fight for all of you. Ha ha! I see that you must hide behind the will of another. Are you afraid to test your skills against the great Sir Bernard?
I drop the invisibleness. And I'm lifting the revolver and debating in my head whether to shoot it or not.
What ho! You have summoned a tiny dragon to face me? I shall not be bested by the likes of thee!
He called me a tiny dragon.
Captain,
Now your best friend.
can't be killed.
I like this one. Maybe we don't have to kill this one.
You don't speak Sylvan, do you?
Nope.
Said
Negative. Yeah.
Yurei tried to talk to you.
This
but
whole time I've been looking at Yurei, and Yurei can't say it.
I've been wondering when that little detail was going to get remembered.
I mean,
he said he's
Yurei-
talking, but you don't understand him.
Yurei's the one that wanted to come.
Yeah, so as you're traversing Scratch, this the fox that you're with, that you know to be Yurei, is making a series of like whines and barks and yips, attempting to communicate to you. You got not a clue.
Just talk like a normal person.
I'm trying. It's not my fault you can't understand me.
That's more like whining and like yipping.
I should have thought this through.
Just. Oh wait, I could change back.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was.
But this was funny.
I've been enjoying it.
I'm just kind of waiting for Lachlan to go and do his
I
tunnel
forget
thing.
that you don't speak Sylvan at time.
What? I mean, I've never really had a reason to learn Sylvan.
I say something in Sylvan.
Oh, well, Lachlan could have understood Sylvan all this whole time. So why didn't you answer him?
I'm sorry. The dog in my head needed to be let out.
You have also. It's been more than a minute at this point. You have regrown.
Okay. The dog in my head needed to be let out.
Brutus is back there.
It's the other one. Don't worry about it. It's not important.
Must be a droid thing.
What was said in Sylvan?
I was just talking. Nothing
Oh.
of import.
Okay, cool. Would you like me to go make that tunnel now?
Yeah, I think it's safe enough.
So
Face me, great wizard! I will best your dragon!
Roar.
you guys play nice. I'm going to use the Fabricate spell to turn the rough-hewn walls of the cave using the material closest to the center into compacted stone bricks, expanding out so they are slightly less. So there's a gap slightly less than 5 feet apart, and it's going to be like nicely arched. It's going to be about 5 feet tall, and that's going to take about 10 minutes. From the other side, you'll see like the you know Diagon Alley with the bricks moving out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna look like that with like the bricks forming and then like slotting into place and then like an archway forming over the top.
Okay.
Impressive. Slow but impressive.
Yeah, I have to keep
Alright.
that one in mind.
During the 10 minutes, Sir Bernard has continued shouting in an attempt to sway someone to come fight. He hasn't quite devolved into insulting someone's mother, but it's very much he's questioning your courage, your bravery, your stamina, and all of these things. He's very much questioning whether or not you count yourselves as true warriors.
Brucius the Bulls. Gonna be like, "Arr."
During the 10
Shall
minutes, I would like to kind of just observe and perceive if I think he's like any kind of real threat or just boastful.
Okay.
Down the tunnel that Lachlan is making, Rain has devolved into insulting mothers. She has been muttering furiously to herself in Infernal about how many times have I saved them now? God, the trust! To think Rylan was just going to leave their sorry butts in those paintings, and no, I'm the one that convinced him to get them out. But, ooh, that doesn't matter.
It sounds like
Well-
you have issues you need to talk about to them with.
Lachlan's gonna be like, "You say something about my brother?" And
How did you know I had a brother?
Lachlan's understanding of Infernal is bad at best.
Lachlan you can understand enough of the words for what Tamsin is saying to figure out that she's definitely insulting people, but it's real rusty. And if you try to respond, Tams, it's really, really broken, really, really stiff and formal Infernal with occasional slang thrown in.
I imagine just
My dudes.
most out of place slang in the worst context.
It's very much as if a vampire was born in the 1700s and lived all the way up to 2023 and just kept all of the slang. It's very much, what hast thou said about me, thine villain? I'll have you know my mom's a lovely woman, dog. And if you think that this kind of shit is cap, I'll have you know, bud, it's not. Like,
You gonna try and dunk on thou?
yeah, very much.
Disassociated for a second. Now I'm having an aneurysm for whatever just took.
Captain, permission to attack.
Wait. Hold on. I need to know what I should have rolled.
Speak Infernal.
I feel like it'd be an insight.
Do you speak Infernal?
No, I was observing the challenge person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, give me an insight.
Insight?
Yep.
Nope.
You are pretty much convinced that this guy is actually going to be a serious threat. This is the guy that, like, Rylan warned you guys about, that was, like, the swords master for him and Zypher, and you're pretty sure he's gonna be, like, he's not gonna go down easy. Like, you guys, and especially because he will only duel in honorable combat, like, you might be in trouble.
Get a history check, because that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Okay, scratch roll insight.
I'm going to roll a history check because I feel like I remember Rylan saying something else.
Go for it.
He was the first one we resurrected.
No, you're pretty sure Scratch is right.
Yeah, see, we ought to wait till everyone gets here. Just, and then we kind of take account of who we have and who might be the best. We want to be careful. This guy
So
looks
you're
legit.
just saying the front lines need to duel him one-on-one.
Of course, you wouldn't want to let anybody get too far into your lands. You'd put the best guy right here.
Understandable?
Alright, so for our intrepid band at the back, are we going to make our way through the tunnel?
Making our way.
Have you heard about the glory of the god?
Walking fast.
I'm going to
25 feet
stomp
tall.
grouchily down the tunnel, yes.
Excellent.
I'll follow.
Yeah, I guess once we get back to the boat, we need to get our little heart-to-hearts going with our newfound comrade because they seem unhappy.
in Infernal, Lachlan's going to say, "Forsooth, mine dude, I did not know that you spoke the language of devils."
It was so
First
many-
off,
Yo,
what? Secondly, did you not notice the horns?
I have horns.
The horns, they exist on my head too.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same thing, buddy. See, I was born with mine. I saw when you got yours. Still uncomfortable with that whole experience.
As you guys approach the mouth of the cave where Masaru, or excuse me, Yude and Scratch are, you all start to see the skeleton, and you hear him start shouting more about demanding honorable combat for passage through, and how each one of you must face his challenge, and how each one of you must fell him to be counted as worthy to enter the domain of his master.
So,
Right?
I need to roll a history to know what Rylan said, don't I?
we want
Yep.
to decide on a game of stone parchment cutting device.
Boulder parchment
Shears.
shears.
I think it's boulder parchment shears.
Come forth, mighty fighters! Duel me now, prove your worth to enter my master's domain. I shall accept only honorable combat. If you
Lachlan,
can defeat me, you will have proven yourselves worthy.
Lachlan's gonna grab the +1 longsword from Brutus's side.
Ah, you would send a dog in your stead, noble warrior? I thought you were bringing me a champion!
I grabbed the longsword from Brutus's side. Lachlan is holding a sword.
It's not
Oh my goodness. I think it's time for a fight.
Is your last name Cadogan?
No, but I did know a Cadogan when I was a younger lad.
That's surprising.
Ornery little man. Excellent fighter, fantastic duelist, an ego the size of a town. You wouldn't believe it.
All right.
But come,
So we
come.
all have to fight you.
Yes, each of you must earn your place in my master's kingdom. Each of you must earn the right to tread upon these sacred lands. Who shall challenge Sir Bernard first?
Who wants
I'm
to
down.
soften him up?
Say, Okami,
I would be so obliged.
So, as Augie steps out, Lachlan's gonna whisper under their breath, and like tendrils of smoke and an aura of light is gonna surround Augie.
Sir Bernard's head whips over to you, Lachlan. I see you, foul sorcerer! Cancel thy tricks, end thy witchcraft! This is honorable combat between duelists!
It's merely a it's merely a see-through illusion, my friend.
We choose Augie May Aster, the furry, furious fighter of Palor.
So
I'm
are you saying that Augie is the
free.
fast and the furriest?
Well,
I just wanted to know when we determined that they were a furry.
I think the
Yeah.
whole point of what he's ranting about is that we can't just appoint a champion to fight for all of us.
Furbogs have
Besides-
fur.
If
Besides, I'm pretty sure that Rylan said he was no big deal.
yeah, like the first.
I'm not being appointed to fight for everyone. I'm just being appointed to go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had to fight him.
Augie, go
Come now!
first.
Step forward! Face me!
Sorry, I'm in the way.
Aren't furbogs fur? Now I'm curious.
Probably like a little bit
No,
of a down.
It's FIR, not FUR.
Yeah, it's Fearbog.
Yeah, I know that, but I still thought they had some kind of fur.
I have hair on my head and I am not furry.
They are covered in a thick fur.
There you go. Yep. I thought so.
Guys, I
Um,
think Doomy missed the joke.
No, I got the joke.
Okay. So, is Augie going first?
Yes.
All right, Augie. So as you kind of make your way through, you notice more mushrooms. Were you there for the original cave crawling with the crystals?
At the end of it, yeah.
Okay, so you would have seen them. They would have been referenced. You notice a lot of these massive crystal clusters. Everyone else can see these as well. Are the same colors as the crystals you would have seen before. Rain, you have no idea what these crystals are. Scratch, you know exactly what these crystals are.
I've tested
Welcome,
them
not excited.
extensively.
I know exactly what they are. They're pretty.
Yes.
Don't touch.
Pretty cool.
About right.
Yeah. Mineo, Yude, Hailstrom as well. You guys all recognize these crystals, and you know exactly what each of the colors do, including Scratch. 2 small patches of white crystals.
2 small patches of white ones. Okay.
Concerning.
Scratch, you want to go collect crystals later?
It'd probably be a good thing to do, yeah.
All right, so Augie, you step up, and Sir Bernard meets you. Have at thee, fair Frobold. Do not hold back. Do not malign my honor. Give me your strongest blow. I can take it, and I will show you the true power of my master.
Augie May is going to lunge, two-handed with the Sunblade.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, you hit him, and he explodes into bones everywhere.
Oh, wow.
As
Didn't
soon as
even matter.
as soon as you finish your swing, like his rib cage just drops in front of you, and then all of his bones explode out. They're all in perfect condition, like none of them are damaged. They just go everywhere.
I'm just imagining baby Zypher and baby Ryland going, the knee bone connects to the leg.
Why do I feel like I've played a video game with this very scenario?
Lachlan, do you say the knee bone connects to the foot bone out loud?
No, because I don't think Lachlan knows that nursery rhyme.
I don't know. I'm not assuming. But as you watch, all of the bones start to shake and start to chitter, and everything in a rush comes back together, and he reassembles himself, stands back upright, claps a hand on your shoulder, Augie. Ha! Yes! Truly, truly you are powerful enough to traverse the dangerous lands before you. Yes, you are worthy to enter the domain of my master. Please, please, step forward. And he grandiosely sweeps an arm behind him, Augie, to proffer you towards the opening of the cave.
I just kind of meander past.
As Augie passes, he retakes his position with the great sword in the ground, and he just kind of looks at all of you. Who will be the next to face me?
Sure,
I'll do it.
Yes, and he points up to you, Rain. I had heard you before, foul demoness. I will challenge you.
Cool.
Scratch, did you want these bombs back, or should I just put them in the bag with the bacon?
No, it's probably best I keep a hold of them. Alright, thank you.
All right. As you step up, Rain, he is continuing to insult you. He's talking shit. He's talking all kinds of smack.
I think that my broom is stuck in the wall. Thank you.
It kind of vibrates for a hot second, and then the collision physics just kind of pop it back out.
Insert, was it Gmod smacking sound effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
He
So-
looks at you, Rain, and he kind of, I have seen your kind before, sorceress. I have felled many a magic user. Lay before me your most powerful strength, so that I may slay you where you stand.
So hold on a second.
Yes.
At the smack talk that he's throwing at Rain, Manea will speak up and be like, Undead Knight, did you not claim this to be a trial of honor?
He looks over to Mineo. I will answer your question, fair giant, after I have defeated the sorceress.
First of all, that's racist. I'm not a giant.
I am.
Second of all, my question pertains to your current challenger.
I like him just fine. I mean, I've heard worse things from my family, so.
Beside the point. If you claim this to be a trial of honor, then you will do so by not judging your challengers by their appearance. For 'tis not assumption, a moment of weakness.
He kind of scoffs and just kind of he gives kind of what you would think would be laughter, and he kind of you must be from the surface. No, down here in the Underdark. Honorable combat begins with what we have decreed as vinegar speak. You must insult your combatant appropriately, so that they may know how truly you have bested them.
He won't respond to that.
Lachlan takes notes.
Okay, well, first off, Rylan says hi.
He just kind of looks at you for a second. He goes, "Who does this Rylan be that you speak of? I know no one of such name."
He had a different name before, but I don't remember it. He was one of your creators or something.
Pshaw! You must be speaking of my master Zypher. Yes, he is truly a fair and honorable lord. If you bring me tidings from him, then I shall attempt in our great duel to not slay you. I must warn you though, I will not hold back.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You're ready though, right?
Born ready.
Died ready.
Whoops, sorry.
It's like, nah, fuck this.
What would you want me to roll to just grab my broom and hit him over the head with it?
That'd probably just be a quarterstaff attack.
Yeah.
Or improvised weapon.
I don't have a quarterstaff, so I don't have anything to roll for it.
Hold on.
Unarmed strike.
Improvised weapon is D20 plus 4 and 4 damage.
I wouldn't say a broomstick would be a improvised weapon. I mean, it would work as a quarterstaff.
It's a bonk bonk.
Here, let me just
Could be a
toss
club.
you a quarterstaff. There you go. You
But I
automatically have
wanted
an
to
attack.
use my broom.
You can just hold on. Let me fix that. Flying broom.
There you go.
Okay, you're good. Two-handed or one-handed, up to you.
All right.
Boom.
So yeah, you take a. So how do you swing?
I'm gonna choke up like a baseball bat, and then I'm just gonna do my best golfer swing, just whoop, up towards the ceiling.
Excellent. All right. So you get him square under the jaw, and his head goes flying off down the tunnel.
I just kind of strike a pose and put my hand up above my eyes like I'm staring into the distance to see how far it goes.
Excellent. And the rest of his bones just kind of collapse in a pile at your feet. And after a short wait, just a few seconds, just like before, everything jiggles and agitates and reassembles, and his head comes flying back up the tunnel and just thunks back onto his spine. And he stands there for a second before laughing loudly. Ha ha Excellent, excellent fight, fair sorceress. I see you have redeemed the magic casters in my eyes. Yes, yes, excellent, excellent. You are strong enough to enter my master's domain. And again, he proffers off to the side with a low bow, and waves behind him. And you can see Augie.
Fantastic.
I'm really tempted just to punch him in the face and see how that goes.
I want to go next. I want to go next.
Okay, Scratch.
He kind of laughs to himself as he walks up.
Ah, yes, tiny dragon. How shall we duel this day? Are you able to hold up to the blood of your kin, or are you going to fail them and bring shame upon your house?
I shall call upon the force of the blue dragon flight. Behind my back.
You hear from way in the back, from Tanzanite, his house is a bone.
Behind my back, I'm going to take one of the yellow crystals I have and kind of tuck it in my glove.
Okay.
Like right along the knuckles. I'm gonna walk up and kind of do a little fancy footwork, bouncing back and forth, holding up my fist, and then I'm going to punch.
Come on.
I'm going to punch while adding in an arcane jolt
Jesus.
and using shocking grasp.
Excellent. So yes, where do you punch? Like, is there a bone specifically you're aiming at?
Right in the hip bone.
The cod piece. Aim for the cod piece.
So you pelvis punch him, and his top half goes flying down, attached to the hip bone, goes flying down the tunnel this direction. And his legs just kind of stand there before they shake a little bit and fall to pieces.
I'm sorry, I have a question just for clarity. If we were fighting him and he collapses like that, and I take one of his random bones and feed it
Oh
to
my
dirt,
god.
what would happen?
I was literally just typing out what you suppose would happen if we steal one of his bones and put it in the bag of holding.
I was
He's preserved now.
I was gonna take his femur.
There you go.
The force of the
We're the
bones
perfect crew,
into your
man.
body rips a hole in your bag of holding and it collapses in on itself. Oops.
Can a bag of holding be pierced from the inside?
Yes, if it is
Yes,
overfilled.
So anyway, God.
Or a magical bone that is permanently linked to the rest of the skeleton reassembles. It'll puncture from the inside and explode, and your bag of holding will collapse in on itself, and everything inside it will explode outwards.
Yeah, what if I feed it to my alligator that then crunches it up and digests it?
It will burst out of him as tiny shrapnel pieces.
Oh
God. What if I were to take the bone and polymorph it or change its shape into something else?
It's not humanoid.
It will still attract to the rest of the bones.
Oh my god.
So I'm assuming I go to take the femur before it reforms, and as I'm walking away, it is yanked out of my hand.
Correct.
Turn it into a mushroom.
Okay, sidebar, just for a second, because the most glorious image popped into my head. Imagine you have a bag of holding, and you go around gathering up tons of like venomous snakes and spiders, and you stuff them all in this bag. And then you march up to an army with like Bernard at your side, and you strike him down and you stuff one of his bones in the bag quickly, and then you toss it into their ranks. And then
That
the bone comes back and the bag bursts open. Suddenly
the dead snakes and
your enemy is
spiders
covered with
would
Yeah,
actually be scattered across the astral plane after they suffocated because the bag of holding has no air.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I've always
What?
said, why don't you just get
And
a
put a bunch
tank?
of zombies in. Or Warforged.
just stuff it full of Scratch's bombs then.
Yeah, that works as well.
Then you'd be pepper bombing the astral plane.
Well, yeah, everything
you-
that comes out.
Anyway, Scratch used Thunder Punch and it was super effective.
That's basically what he did.
Yeah. So,
Critical hit.
you grab the femur Scratch, and it starts to shake in your hand.
No,
And
mine. Mine.
It is ripped out of your grip.
Ah.
It is ripped out of your grip as Bernard, his legs reassemble, and then his pelvis and everything attached comes flying back in, stage left, exit pursued by bear style, and just snaps on top of it. And he looks down at you, and he puts his hands on your shoulders, and he just kind of, excellent show, tiny dragon. You have proven your strength. You are truly an honorable combatant. You have gained entrance into my master's domain.
Do you mind if I go next?
Go right ahead. My experiment failed.
Lachlan's gonna come in swinging the +1 longsword, and then with two hands, after saying, "Pile of bones, I shall defeat you with great vigor." It's gonna swing with two hands.
Okay. Yeah. Where do you aim?
I'm aiming for his neck.
Okay. Yeah. So much like Tamsin did, you swing, and his head goes flying off, taking most of the spine with it. And his rib cage drops, and his legs, his arms and everything just drop and just kind of roll apart and scatter. And a few seconds later, he reassembles himself, claps a hand on your shoulder, and goes, "Good show, wizard! You and your sorceress friend are quickly regaining a better name for magical casters like yourselves. Truly, you have earned your place in my master's kingdom."
I'm gonna stab the sword into the ground and say, "Brutus, whenever you're ready."
Isn't his master supposed to be a dark wizard? Why does he
Yeah.
have such a bad opinion of magic users?
That's actually a good question.
Maybe he didn't want to be created.
He seems happy
Anyone
to
else
be.
hear a xylophone every time it reassembles?
Yeah.
Correct.
You hear Belt's bone solo from the Croods.
What's going on behind Halstrom there? Oh, that's Salt. Never mind.
Salt glows a little
There's
bit.
Tanzanite and Kyrius.
They're just vibing. Areas will come up.
Lachlan whispers to Scratch, "That was the worst swing of any sword I have ever swung, ever."
I don't think I've ever seen you swing a sword.
I did earlier today. Or yesterday. I don't know. We've been in the cave one day. And...
I mean,
Losing
I wasn't
track.
watching.
Oh.
Alright, so Brutus comes up for combat.
Gonna grab the sword out of the ground and go, "I like bones. That
Sir
tastes."
Bernard just kind of looks down at him. Looks back at you, Lachlan. "Wizard, you insult me! You send your dog after me? Do you understand that I may slay this creature? This creature of simple mind and simple wit?
How dare you! I'm the smartest one here!
No, fuzzy one. It is all right. Your master, it may be dumb and may be awful, but I will not allow you to fight."
Going for the knees.
Yes, you take him down at the knees, and he just crumbles into a pile, and his skull kind of rolls away. And he reassembles himself, and he looks down at Brutus, shocked.
I am Brutus the Bold, reincarnation of the great general. You dare question me?
I warned you.
So, as he says reincarnation of the great general, none of you are sure how, but you can tell he looks angry. He looks down at you, Brutus. He brings the sword up. You were told to never walk these lands again, General. You were told to take your armies and leave. You are not welcomed here. If you do not leave now, you shall never leave this place. You have one chance to leave now.
Brutus looks at Scratch and Lachlan. Do I hit him again?
Yeah, hit him again.
Can you swing again?
Yeah.
Alright.
Headed for the ribcage.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
So, as you do that, his sword comes over, and you hear the tang as the blades meet. And you see, and Brutus can see, and Mineo can see, and everyone behind Brutus can see, an angry red glow in his eyes. As a new voice seems to speak through him. And this is a voice that all of you, some part of you recognizes, you heard before. Deep, deep in your minds, almost into your soul, including you, Halstrom. And the voice reverberates. You were warned to not come back. Before he flings the sword out and flings Brutus back 25 feet.
Just couldn't let it pass without combat.
Oh, you're not in combat.
No, I know.
As Brutus slides back, the glow kind of fades, and he kind of retakes his stance. It goes completely silent.
I'll offer
I just
Brutus
said what the shop lady told me to.
I'll offer Brutus a potion of healing.
I don't think Brutus took any damage.
No, Brutus took no damage. He was just pushed backwards.
Brutus just looks at Mineo and said, I just said what the nice shop lady told me to.
He is standing across from you, completely silent, unmoving. The red glow has faded from his eyes. And he's just waiting.
What is it waiting for?
Waiting for anyone to step forward and attempt again.
Well, I guess Salt will.
Salt steps up. It does not react. Sir Bernard does not react to Salt's presence.
Really?
Take his favor.
Alright, Salt just walks by then.
Yep. He does not flinch, does not react, doesn't move. He's just staring ahead.
He's watching Tis.
Sense a problem we're gonna have here shortly.
I can just go back to the ship.
No.
Someone point me in the right
You-
direction.
You bested his challenge. If he be an honorable swordsman, then he will let you pass.
He doesn't say anything. He just stands there. Menacingly.
Halstrom's gonna go up to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Halstrom, you come up to him, and it's almost like he comes back to life, and he kind of shivers and... Ha! Hearken, fair fighter. I see you have made your way to the caverns of my master. Do you dare wish to step foot into our great land, into the kingdom of Lord Zypher? Do you wish to test your metal against mine?
Did you just have a stroke?
Can I make an insight check?
That
Yeah, me
time.
too.
Go for it. Alright. Are we just doing the 2 insight checks, or are we doing more?
Hold on. It's like I can't read. Oh.
Augie May's really
He
interested
likes the
about this
crystals on the
shoot.
wall.
Nope. So, all of you recognize that somehow. All of you recognize that as the voice of Dark Lord Zypher that came out of his mouth. Whatever happened seemed to have reset him.
So he's been reset? So he doesn't remember what happened before?
Uh-huh. He's currently squared up with Halstrom.
Scratch. I mean, if no one else has something to do, Scratch has a plan, but I'll let someone else react first if they like.
Oh, I think you're on the same wavelength as me, and it's not something that Mineo would try to do. So I'm really hoping you're doing to do what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I should mention that the voice he just spoke with is back to the regular Sir Bernard. When he was threatening Brutus was when he was Zypher.
I know, that's what we're banking on, I think, here.
Okay. I'm just
Go ahead,
making sure.
Scratch.
I mean, having heard Zypher's voice, Scratch raises the revolver, standing behind the thing, and just fires a shot into the back of its head.
Okay. Just a regular shot, or what's it doing?
Just a regular 10 points damage shot.
His skull explodes. And
Warn me before you shoot.
He comedically falls backwards. Just kind of, thump, and then just falls apart.
I calculated the trajectory. You were fine.
So hang on, Molly. I kind of need to know this because we've watched it happen a couple of times. About how long does it take him to reform himself?
Depending on the attack, it'll take anywhere between 10 to 12 seconds. This is taking slightly longer because his skull is now in a whole bunch of little pieces.
Cool. Brutus, run to the other side of the... Run to where everyone else is, because you already fought him.
Brutus is gonna run across, grab a femur on the way past.
Mineo, mold earth.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Keep the pieces apart.
That.
Okay.
So I guess I'll come up and touch the ground where all of his parts are.
Okay.
Because I can do up to 5 feet in any direction.
Okay.
And I'll have the earth effectively come up and latch itself onto the individual bones and keep them separate.
Okay.
And then I'll have where most of the pieces are, like the actual shrapnel pieces of his skull, that are in that 5-foot square, I'll have the earth kind of come up and almost dome and then flatten down on it so that it's effectively holding it down with a layer of stone.
Okay. The bones start to shake, they start to rattle, and then they go still before a bright white burst of magic settles on the bones, completely going over the stone, and he stands before Halstrom, fully reassembled, holding his sword out. He goes,
Can I interrupt something real quick?
real quick.
When that bright amount of magic happens, Salt aims the cannon and
Okay.
uses counterspell.
Okay.
Yeah. Counterspell level 3 from Lachlan. So Lachlan has to
Okay.
cast the spell since it'll use his
Okay, cool. Only a level 3. Okay. Cleric. Counterspell wizard. There we go. DC of 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
uh, that's with my spell attack bonus as well.
So what's that?
If
DC?
it is casting a spell of 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. So is that my spell modifier or my intelligence? Would be my
It's being
intelligence.
cast at 3rd level though.
Oh, it's being cast
Yes.
at 3rd level.
That's what he said.
It's just animate dead, really?
Mm-hmm. That's all you put in the spell storing ring.
Yeah, but
If
to
casting,
counteract a 3rd level or higher spell, or a spell higher than 3rd level.
well, I don't know what kind of spell level it is, but if this is the first one they made, it couldn't be that high. That's Scratch's way of thinking. So yeah, what happens, God?
So as that happened, the white glow fades away, and about 2 seconds later, the bones begin to shatter and rattle and shake more aggressively and more violently until they all take on a red glow and they completely disintegrate and then reform 5 feet back.
I think we just pissed off Zypher.
Hold on then. Because the bones that were being held may have disintegrated and then reformed, but the other bones, the bones of his skull, are still held under rock. That was a complete seal.
Everything. Any bone that was not attached to him disintegrated and then reformed.
Think of it like the Portal Companion Cube.
I don't know what that. I haven't played Portal in a long time. Like I had the rock holding stuff where it was exposed, but the particulate was actually like encased in stone. So did the stone disintegrate?
No. The stone is still there. His skull is just one piece again.
Magic.
Oh, I see. It was destroyed and then magically reformed. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, misunderstood the context.
No, you're good. Good clarification. Good questions. So then
Do I pass?
he then deforms,
Ooh, I
steps up to Hellstrom, claps a bony hand on his shoulder, and just, excellent show, man of metal. You are so powerful you could best me without ever touching me. Truly, you are a valiant warrior.
Scratch
You are
face
free
palms.
to enter my master's domain. And then he kind of looks behind him and he goes, "Ah! You citizens, you must get back. There are warriors here. You must go back to the kingdom. Because if you're behind him, clearly you must have come from the back of the tunnel."
Oh yes, of course. We must go back to the kingdom. Off we
Oh, but
go.
We're
I'm glad-
here to spectate your mastery.
Ah! Thank you, fair lady. The great Sir Bernard promises to put on an epic show. Now, large metal man, if you will please carefully join my citizens, I ask that you leave them unharmed. If you have any quarrel, it is with me alone.
Understood, Sir Bernard. I will respect your honor.
Why would you guys want to disintegrate him? He's so nice.
Sir Bernard.
His head swings to you. Ha! Fair giant king, shall you and I begin our duel?
I mean, technically, I'm in line with him. So does that put me in front of him or behind him?
Beside him?
It puts you in front of him, technically.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try something here. Before we begin our match, shall the other citizens that have come to collect mushrooms also return to the kingdom? I wouldn't want them to become casualties.
He kind of looks around and he spots Yurei and he spots Tyreus back there and he just kind of citizens, quickly, you must come through. I'm assuming that's what that deception check is, Scratch.
No, that was me saying, oh yes, we must go back to town.
Yes. Mineo.
I know. I'm getting to my character sheet.
Thank you.
Would you like a deception from Brutus for passing as a normal dog? He
No,
is
you were behind him.
saying woof.
Yeah, you were behind him. He doesn't care. He waves Kyrius and Masaru forward or Yurei forward. Okay, yes, citizens, you must come through quickly before you are caught in the throes of combat. You must come through. You must come through.
Excuse me.
And
Pardon me, fellow citizens.
I'm getting there. Don't worry.
that's
Don't
the whole
worry.
plot. That's the whole reason.
So Kyrius passes by, and then as Tanzai comes up, you all watch as he looks at her, kind of does a once over, and then drops down to a knee, kneeling, and he says, "My lady, I did not realize you would be returning to us so soon. Shall I alert your brother that your arrival is expected? Forgive me, my lady. I did not realize those coming with you were your entourage. Forgive me."
Oh, he
And
thinks that she's Rylan.
and she's just kind of like, um,
Say no.
no, not yet, good Sir Bernard. I would like my visit to be a surprise for him, for it has been so long since I've seen him, and I would like to grace him with my presence, and have it be a festive occasion.
Honey, we really have to work on that acting of yours.
And he just kind of sits there, and he stares at her, and he nods, and of course, my lady, of course, of course. Shall I escort you in? And she just kind of, no, please maintain your post. You're doing just a great job. And so he steps off to the side in kind of this little alcove here, and he just kind of like, and again, like he's in the deep kneel, like one hand is clutched over like where his heart would have been, in a deep kneel as he holds his sword, and he just kind of he brandishes and his gestures for you all to escort or to escort the fair lady down deeper into the cave.
Man, I want to fight him.
He kind of, his head kind of comes up, and he just kind of, fair duelist, if it should entertain my lady, we can engage in the noble art of combat.
Nah, because
Do it, it'll make him happy.
Okay.
He stands back up, and he squares up. I shall let you have the first blow, honorable one. For you have escorted my lady back. I shall allow you to give me your greatest attack.
I was so prepared to use Gaius on this guy. Just to fuck with it.
I think that just would have made Zypher even angrier.
I don't give a shit about what Zypher thinks.
Considering we're going to see him, maybe you should change that.
Just, you shall have the first swing. Pulls out hammer, swack at the skull.
So the skull goes flying down the tunnel.
The moment I've done that and the skull starts flying, I put my hammer away, rip his femur off, walk over to Brutus and say, I know he'll get it back, but here, chew on this as long as you can.
Brutus is going to give the mightiest munch.
Walk back to my spot. While he's doing that. It's just, he may get it back, but it's gonna itch.
So about 10 seconds later, he reanimates himself, and is the bone still in Brutus's shoulder, or Brutus's mouth, Brutus's shoulder?
I gave it to him to chew on and then walk back to my spot so that he wouldn't realize what happened per se.
So when Brutus sees the skull like flying back, Brutus is going to let go of the bone.
Well, he would feel the shaking first. The skull is typically the last part.
As soon as like the shaking got violent, he would let it go.
Okay. So then he reassembles himself, and his skull comes flying back over and just snaps back into place. And he just lets out another laugh, and he claps you He claps you on the shoulder, Maneo. Excellent swing, great fighter. Truly, truly, you are an excellent guard for my lady. Now, you best treat our citizens well. They are under your care and your watch. I will know if any harm should befall them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, isn't he nice?
He looks back over at you, Tamsin. Thank you, fair lady. It is my duty to protect the citizens of our fair kingdom. And then he just kind of maneuvers himself back and just stands at the ready again, ready for any more combatants to come this way.
Did the mightiest Monch do anything?
The mightiest Monch broke the femur.
And it just reassembled.
And it just
That wasn't the point.
It took
Man,
him a
I
couple
really-
seconds longer to reassemble the femur.
That's still not the point. I wanted him to have an itch.
He doesn't have nerves.
I don't care. I'll know.
He's got some nerve not having an itch.
There you go, Lachlan. Fair play.
Oh, sure, when they make the jokes, it's funny.
Listen here, you.
When I do it, it's smite-worthy.
That's like saying taking ibuprofen versus taking cocaine.
Man, I really
One is a
wanna keep
grievous
him,
overestimation.
I'm sorry, what was that, Tamsin?
And the other one's
Man,
not.
I really want to keep him, but I learned early on not to play with other people's toys. I wonder if Zypher would make me a mini one.
You can play with me.
Someone get Brutus a water bowl.
He's a thirsty boy.
Brutus literally means playing fetch. Thank you very much.
Well,
Good
yeah,
job.
he's gonna be thirsty after all that running around. Jeez.
Oh, of course.
Good.
I like how Lachlan tad scratch on the shoulder and then rolled strength.
How?
Okay, that strength was from Brutus, but that is funny.
Tap scratch on the shoulder. Scratch is now flat.
So Scratch, you see what's going on, and Brutus is happening, and Lachlan is so surprised at what's happening, he just kind of chops your shoulder, just whack.
Ow! What the hell?
It was Brutus. Lachlan's gonna whisper. Did you see Zypher taking over the body? There's something to do with the great general that seems to be important.
I did. I was taking notes, but now my arm hurts.
Oh, I'll fix it. Take out my staff and whack you on the arm. Your
Ow!
arm feels good now.
Yes, it seems that our Fairweather fan was quite triggered by that.
It means we'll have to be careful with whatever we face next. Maybe Brutus shouldn't talk whenever we're facing things here.
I understand.
I mean, at least not mention that you're the general.
But the nice lady in the shop said that I was a mighty general.
Well, in other contexts, that's fine, but in this context, they might take it the wrong way.
You mean like when people try and take my bowl?
And do you take that the wrong way?
No, they take it.
You can catch it again.
Not the same thing.
All right. So, do we want to take a short break while we transition, or do we want to go ahead and transition directly into the kingdom?
I feel like a short break would be good, because that felt like a milestone.
Yeah.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
It does feel milestoney. Yeah.
We are about to head into a big location.
Yeah,
About to
like
head into a big location.
this feels like a save point where a save point would be, and often save points are where you're able to level up.
I think we'll just go ahead and take a break.
It's so fucking long!
It has.
It'll be longer! Try me.
15-minute
Is this
break.
like is this like a situation where if the clock reaches 0 and no one asks for a milestone, then we get a milestone?
I haven't decided yet.
And with that, we're going to take a break, guys. Be back at 15. Oh, by the way, I'd like to mention that this ambient music for the cave has been provided by the YouTube channel Sword Coast Soundscapes. Check them out. Alright, be back at 15. We're back, everyone.
Yes. I apologize if I cut out occasionally. I'm currently putting lava in my face. Delicious lava, but lava nonetheless. I'm what is known as white. Oh, it's so good, but it's so hot. Alright, so you guys are walking down this tunnelway, and it is lined with these crystals. Every color in these massive clusters that seem to have been untouched for probably centuries. And as you walk, the air is clearer than it was back in the cave. You all kind of realize that now that you're out of the cave, it was very stagnant. It was very musty. It was very cavey, for lack of better phrasing.
Okay.
Evie?
Did anyone else feel like the cave back there was very cavey?
I did get that impression. Yeah, it's so cavey.
Yeah.
Why, yes, in fact, the floor is made of floor.
What are these walls made of, boss?
Well,
I would like to analyze the material of the stone.
no, we are going to transition over into the lovely, lovely overhead city map provided to us by our dear Dr. Long. So as a group, you're coming out of the side over here. Excuse me. We have your tokens down at the bottom just as you guys explore the city. If you do go off an adventure on your own independently, we will be able to have a quick visual reference for both our players and our viewers at home. Currently, you guys are walking on this path right down here. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to use Scratch for 2 reasons. He is the smallest token and he is the captain of the crew. Scratch is the current representative of our entire group.
Love.
Oh no.
So as you guys walk down through this pathway, and it opens up into this enormous, open, sprawling cavern. Like this is one of those. You guys feel like you're back in one of the big cities back on the surface. There is community. There are people. You can hear people in the little towns that you can see. There are forests off in the distance. The road is paved. There's marks along the sides from where people have had to stop off. The air is clean and fresh. You can smell the water. You can hear the rushing waterfall. And off in the distance, you can see up to the north a large, looming castle made of dark stone.
Do I recognize this castle?
You all recognize this castle. You have all seen historic depictions of the castle of Dark Lord Zypher. And now you have finally seen it from a distance, but with your own eyes.
There's not supposed to be people down here. Why are there people down here?
Well, isn't there supposed to be people down here, Captain?
It's a long-lost civilization. Or so I thought.
Well, for there to be a civilization, there kind of has to be people, right?
But it can't be lost if there's people here.
Tell that to them.
Maybe they don't know they're on a map.
We were going to... I don't know. I don't know. And he just starts rubbing his head.
Something feels weird here.
Exactly.
Can we, like, insight people, like, do they seem robotic in any way, under trance, kind of anything like that?
Maybe we should approach one of the towns.
Yeah. Would you guys like to head towards the town first?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. You guys walk for a little while. You're probably walking for about 45 minutes as you approach the town. And you pass fields of lush growing crops. And as you get to the town, more and more people are approaching, and everyone seems lively, energetic. People are talking, they're laughing, children are running around. And you've noticed that everyone appears to have the same bizarre skin condition, otherwise known as zombies.
I retract my previous statement.
Yeah, I figured.
And people, as you walk around, people look up and they wave and they greet you, and most of them are speaking a very, very, very old dialect of Undercommon.
Oh, here we go.
Rain's
again.
gonna wave back. I said Rain is gonna wave back.
Okay. Scratch, you speak Undercommon, right?
Yes.
These people are speaking extraordinarily formally to you. They are asking, "Hast thou been to market recently, good sir? Hast thou seen the crops that have grown? Hast thou garnered thy eyes upon the imports that have been brought into thine fair city?"
And they don't find us as odd looking at all? They don't seem to react to us as a group?
You hear them asking you where you're from, which town do you hail from? Dost thou hail from the north? Dost thou hail from the east? Or dost thou hail from the west? For thine here is the southernmost town, so thou must be from a different one. The burrows must be farther north, towards where the old cemetery is, but thy does not look anything at all like the citizens of the towns nearby, so thou must be from a different kingdom, perchance.
Before I answer that, do they all look like the same race? Like Drow, perhaps?
Yeah, they're mostly Drow. There are a few that are different elves, but it's mostly Drow.
I'm from outside of the towns. I dig in the tunnels and just decided to come out for some air. Yeah.
Ah, thou be one of thine workers for the Lord. Yes, hast thou perchance found anything of good or good selling? Lest thou hide anything from the Lord, he shall find out, and thou wilt have thy rations cut for a single day, which thou must understand is a severe punishment.
Oh, no. I didn't find much. Just helping, this one.
And he points back to Tanzanite.
Make her way back to the castle, that's all.
And they all kind of look up, and immediately people are like frantically dusting themselves off and, "Oh, my lady, thou hast returned to us still. Yes, we must prepare for thine return." And you see them scattering to try to like prepare, and she's just kind of like, "Why would you tell them who I am?"
I didn't tell them who they were, I just said we were going back to the castle.
It's close enough.
Actually, it's over. Never mind.
Someone translate for me, please.
I translate.
Do you speak Undercommon?
Yes, I cast
He used
comprehend language.
languages.
Okay, I missed that part. Oh, there it goes.
When you cast comprehend languages, do you see subs or dubs?
I assume that you have the same experience of just being multilingual.
It takes you a second to figure it out, and this takes even longer because it's a really old dialect.
I'm just like translating, but I'm like translating all the forsooths and such.
Anyone else find it odd that the people of the Underdark are a lot nicer than the citizenry of Tethea?
No, they have more mushrooms.
I like them.
Okay.
I
So,
don't understand a lick of what they say, but I like them.
so the theory is the more mushrooms, the more friendly an elf is. Got it.
As you guys are speaking, an old woman comes up and she kind of hobbles her way forward. She kind of looks at you, Scratch. She kind of looks at Tanzanite, and just kind of her eyes go big, and she just kind of you hear her speaking, and she's so excited to have the lady of the land back. It's been far too long since the citizens have had both of their monarchs in the same kingdom, and how her brother will be overjoyed to see her again, and they should make haste towards the castle where he will be expecting them soon.
I kind of look over to Tanzanite and keeping my voice low, I say,
Listen, you agreed to be bait, and this is not as dangerous as bait, so if it gets us there faster, then great, right?
May we hast and I'm saying this to Scratch. May we hast a cocoa-drawn carriage, mayhaps?
What is he saying?
Scratch turns to the person.
Perhaps couldst arrangeth quadrupedal transportation for me and thine lady to make haste back to our hearth.
And the lady looks at you and looks at Tanzanite, and of course nods. Oh, yes, of course, of course. Forgive me, my lady, for being so uncouth as to address you directly. I shall, of course, interact directly with thy royal interpreter instead. And she swings to you, Scratch, and just, yes, of course, we shall have a carriage drawn shortly. For now, though, wouldst thou prefer to come to town, to perchance take a part at the inn, to have some delightful baked goods that have recently been brought in with the exports?
What are they exporting?
Scratch looks to Tanzanite as if to say,
Is that a good idea?
She just kind of shrugs and just kind of, I will say, we have been walking for quite a long time. I say that we take a rest. We have a meal at the inn, and we partake in some of the baked goods. And she just kind of like stands herself up a little straighter and just kind of like adjusts a little bit to look a little more royal. And the people, including the older lady, they just kind of usher you guys into the village. And it's a rather quaint town. It's surprisingly small. People are bustling around. There's children running around, playing games. Families are walking around. Young couples in love. And as you walk through, everyone is gazing at you in awe and wonder. It is in fact a poor provincial town.
and
Hey, girl.
Good morning, Bill.
it's kind of sad because they're all dead.
I'm not so sure they count as dead. They seem to be very soulful.
They're awfully lively
well,
for dead people.
technically they're undead.
I think they might technically be constructs. No, not constructs. What is it when you imbue something with the soul of one previously living?
What
Perhaps they are
incarnation are you
advanced
talking about?
undead, like ghouls or something.
It's unsettling, that's what it is.
And so you
I
guys,
knew that traveling around with a bunch of clerics and paladins was gonna crimp our styles someday.
Hey,
I
I
mean,
resemble that remark.
I'm not either, though, so.
I am not judging them for their existence. I am more curious on how they are.
Yeah, I just want to know the mechanics of them, so I know whether or not, if we have to kill any of them, if I'm killing something sentient or just
A fragment of a memory.
yeah.
Makes
Whether
sense
it
to
is
me.
malicious or beneficial to put them out of their quote misery.
I have a feeling that I should be the one doing the most talking to Zypher. You guys are just gonna piss him off, jeez.
I am not a diplomat. That is a good idea. I command battlefields.
We're not here to talk to Zypher. We're here to find the person responsible for Opal.
Yeah, it might be best to talk to the current ruler of the place who we have an inline with if we're looking for the person who is a direct threat to their power.
Well, I sure as hell want to talk to Zypher. I have a bone to pick, man.
And I have a cloak to get.
You have a what?
Nothing.
Yeah, and if Brutus here only had a brain.
Let's just
A brain.
if we
And then
find,
Brian.
if we find Zypher, do not tell the young master that we encountered him. His grandfather would be most furious.
Wait, who are we talking about now?
Master Masaru's grandfather has a grudge against the Dark Lord.
I thought you were talking about and I was like, have we met Grandpa?
The other young lord.
My young lord, not your young lord.
Oh yes, the Lachlan Wings at the at Ure. The young lord.
Wink, wonk.
So,
So as you guys are having this conversation, oh, I'm sorry, Scratch. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how long have we been, like, traveling through the caves? Because I know we slept before we started exploring the caves more thoroughly.
So you guys have been traveling through the caves for about 8 or 9 hours, including all of the time it took for the researching, especially when somebody decided that they had to launch themselves down into the prison Spartan.
Yesterday, man. It was yesterday. That's old news.
Yeah, we slept after launching.
Yeah.
Because
We were gonna have to rest anyway.
yeah,
I'd
we
say
ca-
about half a day has passed
yeah.
since we entered the caves.
In total, about half a day has passed. For travel time, like I said, about 8-9 hours.
So
And so you are escorted into an inn that is bustling with life. There are people, mostly guards, in this area who are walking around. You see people having drinks, eating food. They're enjoying themselves. The inn is hopping and Scratch. You see that a lot of the tables have some rather familiar looking confections on them.
Okay.
They're a small, about fist-sized pastry that you recognize, of a cakey sort.
How the hell did they get cobalt cakes?
maybe your franchise is growing faster than you thought.
And so as you come in and you look around, the proprietor looks up and sees you and calls out, "Ah, hearken, good travelers! Enter, enter and rest, that thou may enjoy the time that we have, and take weight off thine feet. Please come in, come in."
Funnel
Okay.
in.
We thought,
All
yeah.
right.
Lachlan says, Scratch, I can understand them all, but if I try to speak their language, I will most likely offend someone so badly that they bury us and turn us into one of them.
Maybe it's best if you work as a translator.
I'm hearing a lot of prejudiced remarks, guys. Damn. Maybe it's good they can't understand you.
I'm not saying anything prejudice.
Well, maybe I should just cast Turn Undead in here and see them run into the walls.
Can you
Please do not
understand
cause
them,
panic
Rain?
in the city.
It's always good.
No. But they seem really nice.
They are. That's what's kind of unsettling about it. Hey, Augie, you sure you don't do undead, like, on the massive scales?
Like what?
Like, like...
What specifically are you referring to, Mr. Scratch?
I don't know,
You
paladin
know about
things.
paladins that I don't know.
Like, don't they, like... Can't they, like, destroy undead? Like, with a spell or, like, a look? A stern look?
You know, they could if that was their oath and study, and if that is what their god had behooved upon their shoulders, but mine did not.
A vision of a
Just gave you
goblin
regular
looking.
I
You know
am a planner champion, Mr. Scratch. I am not an undead champion.
Okay.
We are not
I'm-
creating a combat scenario.
I'm gonna try talking to them in Elvish, because I know Elvish.
That works.
Who do you speak to? Do you go up to anyone specific?
Probably the bartender.
Okay. She is a younger looking drow woman. Part of her neck is missing, like the flesh in her neck, and it's just entirely skeletal.
Cool.
And up to like about just a little below her left cheekbone is like it's all entirely skeletal. As you walk up, she greets you in the ancient undercommon. And she just kind of looks at you without really saying anything.
I'm going to respond in Elvish. I'm afraid I am not fluent in that language, but do you perhaps speak Elvish?
And her eyes get wide and she goes, "Ah, yes, of course, in Elvish. Forgive me. I did not realize thou wert of the surface.
No worries.
What perchance may I offer you from my humble bard this evening?"
Well, I can't speak the language, but I can read it, and on your menu, I see you have a few different options. What can you tell me about Meal Plan B?
Ah, yes, Meal Plan B. Thus be the favorite of our brave guardsmen. It comprises of a roll of fresh bread with warm honey butter, a delicious leg of roast fowl served with seasonal vegetables. Wouldst thou prefer a plate or wouldst thou prefer a bowl?
Bowl, fair lady.
And she turns back and you see her pull a ticket out from under the counter with a B on it and then a picture of a bowl, and she slides it into the back corner where you can see a team of cooks working. Many thanks, fair maiden, shall be less than 5 minutes before thine food is prepared. Wouldst thou take a drink with thine meal, or wouldst thou prefer just the meal?
I'll take a drink, but non-alcoholic, please. And you guys take surface coin here, right?
Yes, we do have exchange for surface coin.
Perfect.
Wouldst thou prefer a mug of sparkling juice? Wouldst thou prefer plain river water? I assure thee, it is the river water, different from the surface, is clean and fresh and delicious. Our great Lord does provide many excellent cleaning services, enchanted cleaning services, so we all may partake in the freshest water.
You know what? I'll take the water.
Excellent. And she pulls up a wooden mug, very classic, standard tavern style mug. Everybody in this listening, everybody partaking, everybody knows what this mug looks like. And she slides it over to you, and it is filled with clear water that you almost, if you didn't know there was something in it, you would almost think the cup is empty. But you can see a little bit of the shine on the surface as reflected by the soft candlelight up by the bar.
Awesome.
Lachlan leans down to Scratch and says, "Do you think they know about inflation?"
Which kind?
The monetary kind.
I don't know. That's a good question.
And a couple minutes later, Tamsin, she serves up a bowl filled with fresh seasonal vegetables, a roast leg of some kind of bird-like creature, and a warm roll of bread with a little bit of honey butter on the side.
Looks heavenly.
Dost thou need anything else, or is thy order completed?
My order is complete. Thank you so much. Here's a tip. Slide over like a gold. And since I'm new to the area, if there's any like tips or tricks you can part part uh, part with for me, I would greatly appreciate it.
Ah, is thou an adventurer?
I am.
Ah, if thou is part of a if thou is part of a group, thine should check in with our great lord himself. He shall provide to thee a quest, a noble quest, to bring honor and glory upon thee. Or we always have messages and notice boards located in each town, each tavern, for any local assistance that may be needed.
You know, his castle was my next stop. In fact, I think I received something directly from him not too long ago. So it's almost like an invite, you might say.
Ah, truly, thou art a noble adventurer. Thou must be traveling with thine greatest companions.
They're okay.
And she just kind of smiles and just kind of like that kind of customer service smile. It's like, okay, well, I don't know how to continue this conversation from here, but if I say goodbye, it's going to be awkward.
Oh yes, I know it well. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
take my bowl and go find a relatively empty table.
All right. Yeah. So you guys watch this whole interaction go down.
Well, that was awkward.
I think I'm going to stick to my own rations.
Lachlan says, I wonder what kind of bird that is. Birds don't live underground, do they?
Not usually.
Whatever it is, it's tasty.
Oh yeah,
Taste-
and it's delicious.
Are they eating fresh food?
I don't know. Is it fresh, Rain?
Tastes like it, feels like it. It's hot.
It is. It's delightfully fresh, and it's so fresh the bread is still warm.
Guys, I'm gonna crack open my like bread roll. Look how warm and fluffy this is.
And it is like you all, as you look at the food, it's fresh, it's warm. The bread is still soft and almost steaming. The veggies are crisp. The meat is like freshly cooked and juicy.
Lachlan is suspicious more so now that he knows the food is fresh. It means that they.
Scratch would like to pull out, pull a little arm from inside his hat that has like a glass lens on it, and
You can take samples, but only small ones, because I'm eating this.
no, that's fine. And he puts the lens over his eye and detect magic.
You detect no magic on the food at all.
And what about
What
the
about-
people?
Oh yeah, people lighting up with necromantic magic.
I almost wonder what would happen if I used to spell magic.
I mean, the level that you'd have to cast it on, and you'd have to find the pinpoint, the beacon, if you will.
Do you think it's a beacon?
There's something that's given everybody here the same kind of aura, flow, life force. Like, the Lord here is so hell-bent on having a kingdom, he's kind of made it himself.
I go up to the bartender and in Elvish I say, pray tell, fair one, how is it that you and this kingdom came to be in your current state?
What dost thou mean?
Your eternal life, was it granted to you by your lord?
Thou art funny. That must be one of the surface dwellers. I have no eternal life.
I return to the. I say thank you, fair one, and I return to the others. They don't know they're undead.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
So shall we just grab some food?
Well, think about it. We've seen kids, adults, and old people. Maybe they're protected from death, but not age. And old age is the only thing that can kill them. Seems like a pretty good existence to me.
Well, actually, we don't know that they can't die by other means.
But it's better than trying to spend ages trying to convince them that, oh, you're never going to die because you're undead.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm desperately going to try that. What is it? The Underdark mushroom tea. Been curious about it.
I don't
used
trust
to use
you.
dark mushrooms. Good for settling the stomach.
I'll tell you what, though, this water rivals spring water from Thea. Like, it's pretty darn good.
All right. So who's getting food? Who's getting drinks?
I'm gonna order a number 3 plan.
So meal plan C.
Meal plan C, yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you go back up to the same bartender?
Yes.
All right. So she kind of gives you a funny look as you kind of come up because you had seen that she was talking to someone, but you weren't sure what they were talking about.
As in, I didn't hear, or
Yeah, no, you didn't hear him. She was like very pointedly like talking low enough to someone, one of the guards, that you weren't able to hear, and like covering her mouth.
can I? That's suspicious behavior. Can I perceive?
Go for it.
Would my passive notice?
Nope.
Uh,
You had no reason to look.
Yeah, but I'm always looking at everywhere. It's kind of my job.
Okay, let me rephrase this in another way. No.
16.
She's got her mouth up to the side of her face so you guys can't see her lips. You can see her talking to someone, but none of you can make out what she's saying.
Well, if it's undercommon anyways, I wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
I still have comprehend languages up, so.
She's talking very quietly, and her hand is next to her mouth, so you have no idea what she's saying.
I'm just gonna go up and wait.
She comes up a minute later, and she has a smile on her face, and she goes, "Ah, hast thou decided to partake in our food or drink?"
Why, yes, I wish to have meal plan C. Thank you, Ray.
Ah, yes. Meal plan C. She lists off that comes with that's more traditionally typically a breakfast. It comes with fruit. It comes with another leg of fowl, and comes with 2 bread rolls and a choice of juice.
Pomegranate juice, please.
Underworld pomegranate, nice.
Nah.
And so she tells you it'll be about 5 minutes before your food is ready. It may be a little longer because that's normally a meal ordered in the morning. And she slides you a cup of pomegranate juice that is rich and clear.
Clear?
Mhm.
Why is pomegranate juice clear?
Most juice is clear.
Try transparent, as in not opaque.
Okay, transparent.
Okay, that's okay then. I
All water.
I slide over 10 silver.
And she smiles and sweeps them into a small pot behind the counter. Does thou need anything else, or is that order finished?
The rest of my my traveling companion's meals are on me, and I put 5 gold down.
And she just kind of gives you a funny look, and she just kind of, well, thou truly art most generous. And she sweeps the coins in. Do you know what each of thine companions shall be ordering?
Do you have a kids menu?
kind of smiles and she just kind of looks over at Scratch and gives him like a little wave.
I'm eating my ration and just kind of not paying attention, but like not paying attention to what's happening in front of me, but just carefully looking around the room and observing things, which I'll explain after this interaction.
I
So-
think my friend here would very much like some pescetti with butter.
Yes, of course. It shall be ready post haste. I shall do my best to have it ready with my meal.
And the rest just bees. Bee meal plans.
Bees! Bees!
Bees! Bees.
Macaroni and bees? Bees. So she pulls up a collection of meal tickets, and you notice that she's kind of like looking over at your party, and kind of like has a thoughtful expression on her face before she just kind of shakes her head before turning off and going back to work on something.
Oh, one more thing, sorry.
Yes.
It's the young one's birthday. Would I be able to buy some dessert as well for them?
Oh, of course. We have a delicious new selection of a surface treat known as kobold cakes. We have a delicious sampler platter, perfect for birthdays.
That sounds wonderful, thank you. Can I grab 2 of those?
Oh, of course. And may I know the names of the young ones for the birthday?
This one's Scratch. It's his birthday. He's turning 4.
Oh, yes. Scratch, you're not over there.
You're not over with me.
Oh, I'm not? Okay.
Logan's up at the bar. You're not paying attention to what's in front of you. You're observing around the room.
Well, if he's at the bar and I'm at the other side of the room, then he's within my observance.
Yeah. Well, you're looking for things that are out of the ordinary. Lachlan ordering food isn't
This
out
is
of the
true.
ordinary.
This is true.
Lachlan schmoozing at a bar is not unordinary. And so, Scratch, one of the biggest thing you notice is everyone here is in some form of they're not decaying, but everyone has some form of like skeletonization on them.
So it's not
most
active decay.
predominantly- It's not active decay. It's predominantly arms or faces or chest or neck or anything like that. Occasionally you'll see somebody walk in and like their clothes have been cut off below the knee to show off like a leg or something.
What else I'm looking for in this time is do they all seem to kind of act independently, like they actually have their own minds and own lives, or is it kind of like one of those things where they all just kind of do random repeating actions in the background until something triggers them to actually have something important to do?
They are what? I'm sorry, what?
I said, are they a sim?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear sim the first time.
Yeah.
I heard
I
Sim.
I
heard-
heard it the second time.
I heard sim the second time. No, it appears that these people are living like each person, from what you can tell, is living their own independent life. The little snippets of conversation you've heard, you heard a lover's quarrel, you hear children playing and fighting, people are talking about fruit prices going up and how one man doesn't know if he's going to be able to afford to export this next crop for the bonus.
Okay.
And it seems like it genuinely seems as if you are in any other tavern. People here just happen to have chunks missing.
Rain seems perfectly at ease.
Rain, you have actually had a few of the guards come up and try to flirt with you.
If they start in Elvish, then I flirt back.
Oh yeah. Well, they start in Undercommon, and then realizing you don't speak Undercommon, they will then switch to Elvish.
Nice. Okay. Then yeah, no, I chat him up.
Yes. So you guys, you and Scratch, this is something you've seen. You've seen these three undead guards flirting with Rain. Like one of them has sat in a chair by her and is just kind of like leaning on there and just ah like they're interested and they're enraptured and Lachlan, you see this as you come up and like everybody at the table, like these guards have come over to flirt and like you guys have also noticed at this point like Tanzanite has kind of like put her hood back up and is very much just kind of like hiding and trying very hard to not be seen.
Taking notes. Scratch is very wary.
Lachlan is going to say in Infernal to his new friend, mine dude, doth thou need assistance in endeavors that one may want to construct, or in chasing thine scoundrels afar and yeeting them beyond?
Is thou trying to get jiggy with it?
Scratch just looks over at Lachlan.
You're trying too hard.
No, that is in that's in Infernal.
No, I thought he said it. Never mind. Sorry.
That's how Lachlan speaks in Infernal, apparently.
Yep. Considering
Horrible.
you're learning from a horse.
I'm learning from a horse.
And so yes, Lachlan returns to the table just with and then a few minutes later the bartender comes over. Actually, a few bartenders, a few of the waitstaff come over with several trays with platters full of food, and they set everything out. And then she turns and in a loud voice, "Attention, gathered friends! We have with us an individual celebrating his 4th birthday today. Let us all wish Scratch the happiest birthday that he can have in our fair city." And everybody cheers and claps and yay!
The hell?
Happy birthday, Captain.
I'm going to shoot you.
Do you see the 20 or so kobold cakes in front of you?
Oh yes, and she has set before you 2 trays of kobold cakes, Scratch, that you recognize. And in all of all the locations, all the ones that have different ones, a piece of each is set on each tray. So there's several different flavors to sample.
How did they get... But... I don't understand!
They said they came in from the surface. I think your friends, your friends' employees have begun expanding.
We need to go back there. Something is terribly wrong with the Three Stooges. And I'm older than most of you.
Sure you are, buddy.
Alright, so you guys sit down and eat.
Wait, how old is Scratch?
49.
Oh, fuck.
Scratch says that he's older than most of you. Tanzanite and Yurei share a look.
I think you're actually only older than me. Maybe Augie.
No, he's older than me.
Ah, okay.
Kobolds can live to like 120.
Yeah.
And they're adult at 6.
Only by 4 years, but, you know.
Still. Alright, so you have a table of food in front of you with, oh, and she also brought over several pitchers of drinks, specifically non-alcoholic, to not inflict a poor influence upon the birthday boy.
Y'all are gonna pay for this.
Worth it.
When you least expect it.
I think this one's flavored, Scratch.
By Mac's pointy tail. I swear it.
I even wrote you a birthday haiku.
Happy birthday, Scratch. This year, may this year bring great fortune. Time to celebrate.
Scratch just closes up his little notebook that he was taking notes in and sits there.
I'm not eating any of this. I don't trust it.
You don't want the kobold cakes?
I don't trust it.
I'll take one.
I trust Rain. Yurei will sort of take off a bit of his mask, so just his mouth is uncovered.
Lachlan's going to just do a quick ritual over the food and then, give some to Scratch and say, Scratch, it's all right now.
It's buttered noodles.
Here comes the airship.
Scratch just bites into his ration stick.
Suddenly, the ration stick tastes spicy.
Lizards don't taste spice.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Suddenly, it tastes sour? I don't know.
So yeah, Lachlan, you purify the food and drink, and absolutely nothing happens.
Yeah, it's a ritual that I can do. It's fine.
Scratch still doesn't trust it.
All right. So for everybody who eats, the food is delicious.
Food is delicious.
The fruit, Lachlan, is juicy and fresh.
You know, I'm looking to buy surplus. You know me.
I know, but you're in a bar.
That means nothing.
You went up and asked for citrus, and they're like, "Do you want some gin with that?"
Does it come by the bottle?
Well, yes, we can sell by the bottle. Would thou care for a bottle of gin?
Only if it has to come with the citrus. I just want citrus.
Do you speak Elvish?
No.
Okay, never
Why I
mind.
haven't said anything all this time. I'm just following everyone around.
Just came up with a picture of a lemon. Just points at the picture of the lemon.
Hang on. No, I don't speak Elvish. I had to make sure. I just go into my bag and start pulling out citrus and be like, want to buy.
Mineo, do you need some help over there?
Probably.
I come
They're all
over.
looking at me funny, which I'm used to, but food.
I come over. Sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say she's kind of giving you a funny look and just kind of like attempting to mime or sign with you about what's happening, and it's not working.
I speak that less.
I come over and I speak to Mineo and I say, "So what are you trying to do here, bud?"
I can buy citrus.
Okay. He wants to buy some citrus. Yeah, preferably in surplus.
And she just kind of gives you a concerned look and just kind of does that companion not speak the language, or is that companion hard of hearing?
Was hit on the head 3 days ago. Hasn't spoken properly since.
What are you saying?
No. Don't worry. Everyth's okay. This lady is gonna get you some citrus. She was concerned that you may have had difficulty hearing her.
Oh, no, I'm just unusually loud. It's a thing. When you've lived around dwarves and other loud metal processes, you just forget.
And she just
I'm
kind
gonna
of
sit down.
She just kind of nods and just, oh, I do hope your companion does make a speedy recovery. I will speak to our cook about procuring massive citrus. In the meantime, I can offer garnishes.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
And she just
Why don't you
kinda
guys just find a market?
Because we're in a bar.
Again, I have no idea what anyone's saying. So I don't know the plan. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if this is part of the plan. I'm just following.
Yurei just looks to
I'm-
Mateo. Just go with the flow.
That's all I
I'm
have.
assuming that Lachlan was talking in Elvish because he doesn't speak Undercommon.
Correct.
Yes.
So I was listening in, and I would say in common. Why don't you guys just find a market?
Lachlan looks over and goes, "Huh. That's a good idea." Didn't
One of y'all
think
come with me. I don't know what's going on.
Weren't we waiting for a carriage for Tanzanite? I mean, the Majesty.
That's the plan.
Yuri, do you speak Elvish?
Yes,
Do you say that in Elvish?
I don't say. I was saying it in common.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Keep track of who knows what the fuck is going on around here.
Sensitive information will not be spoken in the land's native language.
I don't know what that is.
Listen, just ask the nice lady for directions to the nearest fruit market.
I can. Rain, I may be stupid, but I'm very intelligent.
I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb.
I'm just stupid.
Why would they grow fruits down here? There's no sun.
Well, they have trees. You dare to see them in the distance? They're all red, though. Maybe it has something to do.
They're undead.
Maybe it has something to do with the way light is scattered.
You try to use too much science here, Lachlan.
I know the science.
I know
Lachlan,
you know the science.
Just want some lemons.
I
Are you gonna burn the house down with the lemons?
I say, fair maiden, may you give us directions to the closest market where we may procure lemons in bulk?
And she just kind of nods, and again, just kind of giving you guys like a weird look, just kind of. Yes, the market is located towards the back of town. It is currently closed as we are preparing for the night.
Yes.
You may also wish to check with the imports market as well in the morning.
Thank you very much. He's craved citrus since his injury.
Of course, of course.
This is Elven.
I do wish.
Yeah, so everyone who understands Elven and is listening can hear me.
I'm just over here looking back and forth trying to figure out what's going on.
Rain's
And she
just gonna shake her head disdainfully.
Everyone who understands Elven is a trickster.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she just kind of gives you a nod, Mineo, and she's just kind of giving you like a very sweet look. And she says in extremely broken common, I hope your head heal good.
What's this to Mateo?
I have a question.
And then she gives you guys directions to the market, and then she finishes the conversation by advising that you find a room for the night. Unfortunately, their inn is full, as it is actually specifically the guard inn, so there's not actually anywhere for visitors to stay. But there is another inn just up the road that is currently vacant.
Lachlan, why does she think my head is injured?
Maybe it's the lines. She probably thinks they're bruises. I say to the others in common, the bartender says they don't have any rooms for the night, but there's an inn up the road that does.
I don't know.
So about
Based
that
on
scissor.
some of the conversations I've had, I'm pretty sure I could get a room here.
I go over to Brutus, dig around in the bag a little more, and pull out a square foil packet and just hand it over.
Do you think that I actually need that?
Look, they're undead. I don't know what they're carrying.
Rude.
Yeah.
Lachlan doesn't know what to do with undead. They don't have pulses.
They seem rather
Do
lively.
they? Have you checked?
Have I checked? I want to check.
Well, what even let you?
Yeah, do you go up to someone and ask to check their pulse?
I have a stethoscope.
Okay.
Well, one let you.
Just accidentally like bump into someone's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't mind the cold.
Sleight of hand?
To check someone's pulse, you have to have sustained contact.
Would it be a sleight of hand and then a not a bluff, a deception or performance?
Okay, so
See, my argument for them having a pulse is that the way that some of those guards were hitting on me, they have to be able to get it up somehow.
Rigor mortis. I think I broke Molly.
You did. She's muted.
Is it, well, it's just funnier for me. Is this the point in time where I ask for eggs? I'm sure if she were unmuted, she'd be blowing on her mic.
She is laughing so goddamn hard.
Very good. Make sure she doesn't suffocate. We need her next week.
No promises.
I say, Rain, why don't you think you need these?
Because I'm not an idiot. I'm an adult woman and can protect myself. Thank you very much.
I mean, as your doctor,
You are not my doctor.
join the party. I am your doctor.
That's terrifying.
The rest of them have the advantage of knowing Lachlan when they were stable. You met Lachlan after they got bound to a trickster god and got half their brains scattered across the wild hunt.
Fair, but at the same time, I doubt much actually changed.
I'm sorry, I didn't admit it.
To all of
Molly's
our
still
listeners,
dying.
I do apologize for breaking our DM.
Molly, you can't hear it, but I'm clapping with one hand on my stomach for you.
Please stop killing the DM.
In my defense, I've refrained the last 2 times.
No, she's choking.
Oh, wow.
And coughing. I should go check on her, try to help calm her down. I'll be back.
Lachlan, why does she think my head is injured?
I don't know. Maybe my Elvish isn't as good as I thought it was. Or maybe there was miscommunication. They are using a very formal dialect.
Okay. Is she gonna get me citrus? Not just lemons. That was an example.
Yeah, she was gonna give you some garnishes from the behind the bar, and then ask the chef if they have any more out back.
What's a garnish?
Something that we used at my bar when I ran it. Basically they're like small wedges of limes, lemons, and other things, like oranges, that you put on drinks.
This might not keep as well.
Well, I figured that you probably want to eat something whilst we're here.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm gonna go. Is your head okay though?
Yeah,
You're
fine.
kind of you're kind of leaning to one side. Can I just check in your ear to make sure everything's okay?
Actually, it's just a hammer. But sure, what the hell?
I'm gonna like. I'm gonna take out some medical equipment and look like I'm doing something, just in view of the bar. Yeah, you're fine. Now repeat after me, and I say in Elvish, "Thank you, Doctor."
That's just underhanded.
Hey, I fixed the situation, didn't I? I say in infernal, broken infernal.
That barely made sense.
Repaired the problem. Doth I didn't not?
I didn't. Not.
Doth I didn't not.
Rain's gonna ban you from speaking infernal at some point, I feel like.
I see Rain laughing, and I say, "Is there something wrong with the way I speak infernal?"
Abso-fucking-lutely there is.
Um, perhaps you could give me some lessons. I learnt mostly from a horse.
From away?
From a horse.
Why are you speaking a language you learned from a horse?
Well, the horse speaks that language, and I wanted to talk to the horse.
Is that really the most surprising thing right now?
All right, my lovely degenerates. I am once again alive.
Egg.
God damn it, Al!
I don't know. We might have to postpone due to giggles.
Okay, I've deafened Molly.
Okay.
She has some
Had to be
recovery.
done.
Good.
There we
Last
go.
time I promise. Today.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, where were we?
Waiting for a carriage.
Yes. So, had you guys made a decision about stopping in at the other inn, or were you just going to go ahead and wait for the carriage?
Oh, we ain't staying here.
I'm waiting for citrus.
I think that was a vote for going to find the fruit market, which I will second.
The
We
fruit
can.
market is closed for the night.
Oh, is it nighttime now?
It's getting into like, so you guys don't actually know what time of day it is, but
Well-
you have heard people referencing nighttime or evening or closing, so you guys can assume it would be starting to get towards the early evening.
Lachlan looks at Yuri and says, "Do you just listen in on all my conversations?"
It's a bad habit. I listen on everyone. Mostly instinctually.
Scratch starts mumbling in Draconic.
I still have comprehend languages. What do you
I
say?
speak Draconic.
Fuck.
He doesn't say that out loud.
This whole goddamn place is filled with zombies and everybody wants to go shopping. They're nuts.
I mean, it's not.
I-
Yuri's just gonna look at you and say, "Not like they're hostile."
They've been quite friendly to us, Captain.
Yet.
I think you mean so far.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Burn that bridge when we get there.
Not burning bridges. The infrastructure would take forever.
Have we finished our meal, or are we still eating?
Citrus.
I'm seriously starting to worry about Mineo's head now.
Well, I'm going to clear the table and deliver the dishes up to the counter, and then flip the bartender another gold with like a wink.
She blushes and she just kind of waves. And so, did you want to ask her if the market is still open?
Yeah, probably. I'll ask like if she knows if it's still open or what time it opens in the morning.
Okay. And she thinks for a minute, and she says that yes, the market is most likely still open, but probably won't be for much longer. Most of the sellers are getting ready to close down, but if you don't go tonight, it will probably be open first thing in the morning.
Do you think we could get a good deal if we buy the rest of one of their stock?
Oh, most assuredly. Towards the end of the night, most of the vendors are most often willing to cut bargains for any sort of surplus they may have.
Perfect. Off we go. Be seeing ya.
And she just kind of waves again and just kind of see you on the morrow.
All right. Bartender says that the fruit market may still be open, but not for much longer. And if we go quick, we can get a good deal.
Were you making moves on the bartender?
We don't have a bard, so I have to compensate.
Okay. Hey, buddy, we can get you some citrus at the market.
All right, so you guys head out to the market.
Yep, we hustle and bustle.
All right.
Is she not?
So you head out to the market, and you do notice as you walk, a lot of merchants and vendors are closing down. But as you guys get there, you do notice that a lot of the more the fruit markets are a lot of them are listed as imports. Tropical surface imports is written in most languages, including Common, Elvish, Draconic, Orcish, Dwarvish, all listed out on this board.
I guess that makes sense, seeing as this used to be a large hub of society.
I'm gonna look for the one that has the most unsold fruit.
Okay. There are two that are still open. One is decently picked clean. There's some unique fruits still there. The other one is still doing business. The man running the shop is, you can see that he's packing up and still trying to cut deals even as he's packing up. And
he the one
for him.
you all notice something strange about him. He does not appear to have any obvious decay on his features.
Is that the one that's mostly picked clean, or the one that has more?
That's the one that has more. The guy that's already picked clean is pretty much packed up. He's doing like a last couple sales, but he's really not trying very hard.
Alright, I'm gonna look at the guy that's got more stuff.
I'm gonna take a stab at greeting this guy in common.
The guy with the more fruit or the less fruit?
More fruit.
Okay.
Hail, stranger.
And he looks over at you and he kind of blinks for a second. He goes, "Oh, you're surface dwellers. Excellent. In common."
Oh, thank God.
And he
What race does he look like?
He's a drow.
I say in Elvish. My friend here was just by citrus. Much citrus.
Much citrus. Very sour. Wow.
Lachlan, he speaks common. Why are you doing this to me?
I say, oh, sorry. I'm still comprehending languages. It messes with my snubble gut.
Ah, cool. Okay, sure. Citrus.
He just kind of
Anyway.
like, yeah, I have plenty of citrus. Is there anything specific you folks are looking for?
I think the gist of it was just citrus bulk.
Well, how bulk are we talking?
What do you have?
That's up to him.
And he kind of looks you up and down the nail, and he kind of goes, "You seem like a citrus connoisseur kind of guy."
Been known to dabble.
And he pulls out a strange looking lemon thing, and he goes, "Have you by chance ever had Amara's hand?"
What have I? I pull out 12.
His face falls.
I'm still gonna buy yours, but I've had them.
Excellent. So you must. And he kind of like shakes himself off. So then you must be aware of all of their wonderful properties. And he pulls out a small bag, like that. It has it has kind of a reddish color to it, and Mineo, you recognize the seal on it as the seal from Hell's Gate Ranch.
Hey, I got some stuff from them. They're cool people.
Oh yes, yes, they're wonderful. They have cut me in on an exclusive deal to be one of their exclusive sellers. So if you've had these wonderful fruits before, then you must know everything about how delicious they are. So you, my friend, seemingly a connoisseur, I would very much encourage you to check out what I have. And he pulls out a bag, and you notice that there's a couple in different stages of ripeness. Some are a little greener, some are a little almost overly yellow, and some are that the perfect yellowy to them. But you also notice some that appear to be ripe that are also green.
What did you do with the green ones?
And he goes, "Oh, well, these are fascinating. These are Mara's limes."
I want them all.
And he kind of goes, "You want them all?"
How many do you have?
And he kind of rummages through his bag, and he kind of, "Well, I have about 8. I haven't been able to sell a single one of them."
All of them.
Okay. And he pulls them all up, and they're smaller than Amara's hand, bright green, and undulating ever so slightly.
As they do.
As they do.
All right. What else?
And he just kind of like, "Well, I have some more basic limes. I have some Mara's hand lemons and some regular lemons, but I mostly specialize in more tropical fruits. I have pineapples, I have bananas, I have guava, I have more papaya. Is there anything specific besides citrus that you're looking for?"
All of that.
All of it. All I have to ask the obvious question. Do you mean all of it?
Listen, I had an experience with some bacon once. It was excellent. We're doing it with fruit.
Oh, okay. And he just kind of like he pulls out a crate that's been sectioned off and has a whole bunch of different compartments that he pulls out one or two, and it's a whole crate, like a 3x3 crate full of fruit.
Yep.
And he's just kind of giving you a look like he doesn't quite believe you. Not that
He's quite serious.
You want all my fruit.
How much is it?
Well, normally I offer a bulk discount for something like this. I'd say I would say 3 platinum for all this, just due to import costs.
I pass over 30 gold.
No, not even. That's it?
Yes.
I give another 10 gold as a tip.
He's kind of just like
I handed him 20 platinum and said, I'm going to be back tomorrow.
he just kind of like staring at these coins in his hand, just kind of like, yes, sir. Just kind of puts them in a pouch and zips it up. And you guys see, like, if anybody turns away, you would see the other merchant just kind of sitting there, absolutely shocked.
Lachlan also says, you do trade to cities on the surface, yes?
Yes, I do.
How would you feel about having an outlet in a bustling part of a major city, Lost Okami?
What I think you're doing.
And he just kind of starts laughing, and he just kind of goes, yeah, funny, bud. You can get me, a drow merchant, connections in Lost Okami.
As long as you're discreet, I show him the deed.
And he just kind of looks at it, and he just kind of, I can get you whatever you want now.
Wonderful. Do you think you could do regular shipments starting after the open date?
I will do my best. I will be honest. Some of these plants I have difficulty growing just because they are more tropical and I don't always have access. But I will get you as much of anything that I can.
Do you not have resources up on the surface?
Uh, no, I'm a relatively small merchant. That's typically why I come down here because I almost entirely corner the market on these certain fruits. It just happened to be a slow day today. Are you guys sure about this?
Hey, Scratch.
Uh,
Who do we source for fruits for the cake shop?
I don't have to source anybody. It's magically produced.
Want to sell cakes?
I sell fruit.
Want to sell fruit cake?
You would have heard of kobold cakes spreading down here, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about it. It's run by these three kind of screwball kobolds. But I mean, they churn out cake faster than anyone else can. They pretty much always have stock available. And they pretty much always have supply, and it's kind of insane. Again, like the three running it, they mean well. They're kind of nuts, but I mean, they mean well. We think.
Well, my friend, I will be in contact with the details of my outlet.
Yeah, I'm gonna need an itinerary for my bag.
Of course, absolutely. Um, yeah.
The other merchant's just like, God fucking damn it.
Turn around.
He's
Say, turn around and look at the ones that are looking on. I'll come to you next. Give me a minute. Molly, do you want to just send me that in Discord later?
Yes, I will send you the list of crate that you have.
Going in the bag of cold, and you know me. All right, who's next?
Molly, sorry to ask this. Do I know who my local manager for my store in Los Tucana is?
So you didn't really set up a manager, like you have a property manager, or are you talking for like a storefront manager?
I need to talk to Yume then.
Uh-oh.
I only have 2 spell slots with which I can talk to Yume. Oh no, I have 3.
So was anyone else gonna talk to the poor confused fruit merchant, or we're gonna move on to the next one?
I just have one more question.
I don't believe that for a second.
Does he have a teapot?
No, he's a fruit merchant.
That's fine.
I am now concerned about why you want a teapot.
No, I don't want a teapot. Do you not remember?
I have ADHD and memory issues.
The red trees.
Oh, God. No, he does not have a teapot.
That's a shame. I hope he finds someone.
Alright, so, yes, you guys have now, cleaned out this merchant.
And secured a trade deal for months to come.
Yeah, no kidding. Was there anything else? You would have noticed as well there are a few shops still open. If you guys wanted to continue to walk around. Otherwise, pretty much everything is closing for the night.
Scratch.
Huh?
I got a fruit merchant for our store.
I saw that. What happens if we, dispel whatever enchantments down here?
He didn't seem to have any injuries like the rest of them do.
Okay. I still don't trust
Also,
this place.
I don't think we should dispel the enchantment down here. It looks like it's, keeping a society alive, not just a person.
It just feels
Maybe
wrong.
maybe we'll find out more once we meet Zypher.
Maybe.
I think we do need to sleep the night through, though. It's up to you, though, Captain.
I don't know if I trust staying in a. But we can't stay outside. I guess we could try this other inn.
Well, Captain, whatever's gonna be pulling our carriage is gonna also be, semi-dead.
Well, of course, I expected
Will
that.
it though, or are you just making assumptions?
I'm making an assumption, but it's grounded in fact.
Is it though?
I mean, would you expect anything else?
Yeah.
They got live meat here.
Yeah, true. I guess they could have living horses. Or whatever they use down here. But the coach driver...
Probably some form of large lizard.
Maybe we should think about trying to stay someplace for the night. One of you who's good at talking to people, maybe we should try and negotiate a price.
Looks at Rain.
Looks at Rain. Says in Infernal, "You speak well."
And you do not, my friend, but we'll work on that. Alright, let's go find an inn.
The fruit merchant kind of pipes up. Oh, I know where there's an inn nearby that I'm staying at. I think they've still got rooms available. I think I'm the only person in the building.
What's wrong with the building?
Not a lot of people. They don't get a lot of tourists over here, so it's just more of like a guest inn kind of thing. It's me and most of the import merchants are staying over in that area.
So, friend, this may sound strange, but what's the deal with the kind of semi-dead nature of a lot of the locals here?
So as you say that, he kind of like, shh, don't say that, don't say that, shh. It's, shh. Don't say that. Do not say those words out loud.
I knew it was weird.
Look, as far as I can tell, they don't know they're, a lot of people just kind of think it's like a weird skin condition.
Oh, okay. Do you think I could make any money selling skin cream?
Probably not, because it's really rude to bring it up.
Oh, so you're that kind of doctor.
Right.
You're a doctor?
Yes.
Wait,
I heard that.
I say, I run an apothecary and book and cake shop.
Right. Do you put the ingredients in the cake? Is that what gets people to take their medicine?
Actually, it's well labeled, but yes. I look over him and look for anything like wrong, like is he limping to one side or like has a bit of a stoop or maybe has a cut or something.
Nope. He looks in perfect health.
With a
I mean,
32.
He looks like he's in good health. Just like maybe a little. He hasn't seen the sun in a little while, so he's a little lighter complexion than you'd expect. But other than that, he seems perfectly healthy.
You need to get some vitamin D.
He just kind of goes, "Look, I'm working on it, but it's hard to get someone to reciprocate over here."
Well done, Sherlock.
I very rarely prescribe that kind of vitamin D. I'm talking about the kind that your body metabolizes, body creates through a metabolism of sunlight.
Have you seen where I live?
Yes.
Have you seen what I am?
You just... I'm gonna stop now.
Probably a good idea.
He kind of looks over.
Questioned whether I was a doctor. Very good doctor.
I just got a long string of crying, laughing emojis from one of our listeners.
Excellent.
It's okay, Lachlan. I know you're a good doctor. You checked my ear real good.
Feels better now, doesn't it?
It does.
Something's bothering me.
What's bothering you, Captain?
You should ask Lachlan. He can check.
If we came in through a small crack in the wall that I could barely fit in, how do all these importers get in?
Probably through the river.
That would be my guess. It's probably safer than going through all the spiders.
I look at the
There's-
merchant.
He just kind of points back towards the river, just kind of like, there's a whole dock up that way. There's one down the other side, too.
Why was it so hard to get here? Nobody wanted us to come here, yet there's some kind of bustling economy here that trades with the outside world. It doesn't make sense.
Well, we also took Ryland's advice on how to get here, so.
It's possible that we dodged customs.
For our viewers at home, yes, they dodged customs.
The more you know.
Thought Sir Bernard was customs.
No, Sir Bernard is the guard dog.
No, he's custom.
He's good at his job.
I mean, kinda. He did glitch out.
To be fair, he glitched out at the mention of the Great General.
Yeah, you'll find out why he glitched out. Don't worry.
Brutus is going to go up to the drow and say, "You really think Lachlan isn't Doctor? He made me."
Oh no!
That's a talking dog.
Yeah, sure is.
This is some
Honestly,
Full
not
Metal
the
Alchemist
strangest part of this
bullshit.
random misfits.
Look, you guys have been wonderful. I'm closing up shop for the night. I have to go wash my goldfish. I will see you guys tomorrow. And he like very, very pointedly like turns and walks away.
Nice
This place
guy.
is weird. Usually I say I'm a doctor and everyone trusts me.
Ha!
Hey, I've saved half of the crew more than once.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I
Is
said it once, I'll say it again.
Is
It's some Full Metal Alchemist shit up in here.
it something to do with my new horns? Is that why people are acting weirdly, or is everyone acting weirdly?
I don't know. I think horns are pretty normal.
Yours don't glow.
The other merchant also has left, by the way. You guys are now standing alone in the middle of the marketplace.
Okay, how about we go find an inn?
Sounds like a good idea. Weird place.
Weird place.
Maybe we're the weird ones.
That's honestly
Is
more
it?
likely.
The half-human satyr says. Do, going to the inn.
Alright, you guys get to the inn, and it's very quiet on the block you guys are in. There's not a lot of people. You see a few merchants wandering around, and you can tell they're merchants because most of them are alive. Like, fully alive. And they all
Okay.
most of them kind of look at you guys and just kind of start, a couple of them start whispering, and they just kind of, like, very, very swiftly head into the building, a little bit ahead of you guys. And as you get in, the woman behind the counter sees you guys and greets you very warmly in the same ancient undercommon dialect.
I'm gonna start in Elvish then. Hello, we're out of towners.
And she's saying, "Oh, you're some of the surfies. Ah, yes.
We're hoping for rooms. We have a rather large group, and we understand if you don't have enough.
Oh no, dear. We've got. I'm the head of the area as far as lodging goes. For those of our surfies and our merchants, our importers, absolutely we've got space for it. If we don't have it, we can find it. How many rooms are we looking at? And she kind of once overs your group.
Actually, I haven't done a head count recently. Guys, how many rooms do we need?
I look at the quartermaster.
Uh,
At least what? 8? 4 if people want to bunk up?
Depends on how big the rooms are.
How many beds per room?
Oh, your standard 2 per room. And
Cool,
she
so
kind
they
of
have
looks at Scratch and looks at Maneo and says, "Well, the big one and the little one could probably share a room, but if the rest of you kind of size out, you should be fine."
Okay, so it's 2 beds per room. They don't seem terribly big.
Yeah, 4 then, I suppose.
Let's go safe and call it 5, because you gotta store your metal friend somewhere.
And she just kind of looks around and kind of like, she's really kind of noticing that you guys aren't merchants like she was expecting. So she kind of, "I'll put you down for 5 rooms. Don't worry about it."
I'm just gonna give her like a thumbs up and a cheeky wink.
Brutus looks at Raid and says, "Are we sharing a room?"
Sure, buddy.
Aww.
He's gonna put his paws up on the bar and say, "This is a really nice place. Hi, I'm Brutus."
Hello.
I'm just kind of gonna lean over the counter. Workshop accident.
Oh, poor dear. All right, and she steps behind the counter for a minute and comes back holding 5 room keys, and she passes them to you, Rain. She just is there anything else I can be helping you with tonight, or are you guys set to go? Your rooms are on the 3rd floor. You guys have the entire left side to yourselves.
Oh, perfect. Do you guys serve breakfast here, or should we go find some other place?
You'll want to find some other place. And she kind of leans in. Breakfast here is kind of overpriced.
I gotcha. So I slide over the amount plus an extra tip for the tip.
Heyo. All right, so you guys gonna head up to rooms?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we will go ahead and call it there tonight. We are starting to get a little late, and I think that's a good spot narratively to end our tale for the night. We'll pick up next session bright and early in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, and I will go ahead. I'll pass it back over to Doomy for any kind of closing announcements that we may have, and we'll go from there.
Okay. All right, everyone. That was another session of Adventures Anonymous. We will be back to our regular sessions next week. That means Journeys in Drutori on Saturday, Adventures Anonymous on Sunday. And hey, while you're here, check out our Discord, link down below. Check out our YouTube, check out the Twitter. Follow, like, subscribe. And remember, there's 20 sides to every story. Roll for yours. Have a good night, guys.